Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've noticed it on channel after channel. Alex Jones, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the tip of the spear, the tip of the spear. I hear it so much, it's crazy. So we made a little intro for this video, and I'm going to put this probably mixed like this with other audio, just reinforcing that all these people in the media, because they're puppets of Lucifer, they're parroting like a parrot. Probably want a cracker, probably want a cracker. They're parroting the same thing. Tip of the spear. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the tip of the spear. You know, Alex Jones over and over and over and over again. Hannity, who I like, he doesn't even know he's doing it. It's constant. So here you go, watch.
This is an abuse of surveillance and intelligence to win an election, a massive abuse of power. And it was all done by just a few people who think and thought they knew better than you.
I'm going to pause it for a sec. I want to show you something. This is really important. Look over here at these two, look at these two circles intersecting. If I continued this one that's in the back, that would make the Vesica Piscis. One intersecting the other, you know, like your MasterCard right here. That's, see, this is orchestrated. There it is, one taking over the other. That's what this is. Anyway, that's why that's there. All right, let's continue.
About who should be the president of the United States. And this is only the tip of the spear. It is the biggest national scandal by far in our lifetime. And this is only the tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. You and John Solomon broke the story about the warrants at Trump Tower, the investigation. Look at where we are today. Your thoughts, and where are we going? I hear this is just the tip of the spear.
This is just the tip of the spear, Sean.
And this is only the tip of the spear. I hear this is just the tip of the spear.
This is just the tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear.
The tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear.
I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it. I want you to look at Donald Trump's logo. It's a hand holding a spear. See the spear tip? This is going to be the most mind-destroying, significant thing. You're not even going to believe where this ties into the Bible. This is going to blow your mind. But like I said, you're going to have to unpack the boxes of data. You want to know? Just keep watching the vids because it's going to blow your mind.
Tip of the spear. And this is only the tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys just a little, I'll just give you guys a little idea of the kind of stuff you're going to get to see. Okay, do y'all see? This is Trump Tower right here. This is Trump Tower. There's a garden here. Okay, there's a garden. Let's count the, okay, it's an upside down pyramid. It's also the tip of a spear, like just follow the shaft, go up, just go all the way up. That's a spear tip. It's also in the shape of the female vagina. I'm sorry, think of a bikini bottom, whatever. Let's count the trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, there are 21 trees in the garden, you know, like the Garden of Eden. In an upside down triangle garden, there's 21 trees. Do y'all know what the number 21 is in the Bible? Complete rebellion against God. That's what 21 stands for. This is a little example of what I'm going to be showing you in the video, in the delivery of the tip of the spear video. This little thing you're watching, this is an intro. We're going to put in all of them. All right.
Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. And this is only the tip of the spear. Tip of the spear.
I'm going to pause this. This is Donald Trump right here in the very center. It says, many brave and courageous men have passed through these portals. Portals, interesting word. There's Donald Trump front and center. There's Donald Trump front and center, right in the front, right in the center, like the tip of the spear. You know how I had vampire sunglasses? I'm always flying out of the sky upside down. My tagline was "Come out of the darkness and the light" with Vlad Eyewear. The Bible says you were once a child of darkness, now you're a child of the light. For 1 Peter 2, you're a holy people, a peculiar, I'm a holy nation, I'm sorry, a peculiar people to declare the praises of him that called you out of the darkness and into his marvelous light. The Bible, I mean, those are the same words. That's the tagline for my sunglass company. Come out of the darkness and the light with Vlad Eyewear. So I was predestined to be who I am. I'm the angel of the Church of Philadelphia, folks. I just don't care anymore if anybody knows. I don't like talking about it, but it is what it is. I'm supposed to ring the bell, gather the church, let everybody know what's coming, and make sure no matter what, I don't deny his name. Because I have the key of David. I was given the key of David the night I got saved. And I got it from he that is holy, he that is true. He that opens doors and no one shuts, and shuts doors and no one opens. Behold, I have set before you an open door. Just like the night I had to go out of the door on the back of the St. Anthony to get saved. And it meant probably imminent death if I opened that door and I was willing to go out to know the truth. And so now I have an open door of communication because I was called to be who I am. That's all. There's Donald Trump, front and center, graduating from New York Military Academy. If you don't believe me, go Google it, look it up yourself.
Tip of the spear.
Okay.
This is an abuse of surveillance and intelligence to win an election, a massive abuse of power. And it was all done by just a few people who think and thought they knew better than you about who should be the president of the United States. And this is only the tip of the spear. It is the biggest national scandal by far in our lifetime. And this is only the tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. You and John Solomon broke the story about the warrants at Trump Tower, the investigation. Look at where we are today. Your thoughts, and where are we going? I hear this is just the tip of the spear.
This is just the tip of the spear, Sean.
And this is only the tip of the spear. I hear this is just the tip of the spear.
This is just the tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear.
The tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. And this is only the tip of the spear. 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 And this is only the tip of the spear. Tip of the spear. Tip of the spear.
There you go, guys. Keep watching. Okay, so y'all remember yesterday, I documented everything. So today I went back in my car and I did a little, just short little video bursts. Sorry, a couple of them I forgot to take my zoom off. So it's like close up on my face. Sorry about that. But anyway, just imagine that you're me and you're praying, asking the Lord how to deliver this tip of the spear stuff. And this is your answer. So here we go. Okay, I told you guys I was just going to go back and document, what happened yesterday. So I'm documenting it. So this is where I was praying with Kat, just driving down the street. And we're praying exactly what I told you, Lord, show me how to deliver this. And so there's so much data. I just, one video would seem like 3 hours. And so the Lord told me to do it in multiple videos and, like unpacking a box in different ways. And I pulled up to this light right here, and this is where I was praying. And I was like, okay, this is what I hear the Lord saying. that he wants me to do it like you unpack different items from a box. I mean, unpack the data. So on that note, I was sitting right here going, that is so weird. I hear him saying that don't deliver it once, the tip of the spear, deliver it repetitively. Okay, so I'm going to pause it there for a sec. So imagine you're me and you're sitting there and you're praying about the tip of the spear video with your friend Kat. And that's the reason you called her. I called her, I said, look, I need a prayer partner right now. I want someone to pray with me. I need the Lord to guide me. I have too much data. I have so many data points that will blow people's minds that, I could do 3 hours on this, and I need to know how to deliver this kind of data. And so at that traffic light, I got my answer. I heard the Lord say, do it not just once, but repetitively, like you're opening a box. Like if someone has a box and they get it and they open it up, there's different items in the box. Well, the way the box is packed is significant to different people's minds. And the Lord conveyed that to me. And I'm like, okay, so you want me to do repetitive videos, but some videos will concentrate on one particular aspect of the delivery, like let's say the double-headed phoenix. Y'all are going to really need to know about that. And I've shown that to you in other videos. I show you how it's related to the Catholic Church, but we're going to tie all this stuff to Donald Trump, which is just going to be like 1 in a trillion. So anyway, I'm at the light right there, and that's when the Lord lets me know. I knew it was him speaking because I'm like, he said do multiple spear videos. And then I take that turn and it says spears, 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 spears. That's seen the word spears multiple times. Do you understand? So now I'm looking at what I just heard in my head. That's impossible. And then it gets even better. Okay, so let's go. In different ways, using the same data in different ways in organizations, like unpacking a box that's got a bunch of different stuff in it. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting to hear that. So then I take the turn. So anyway, then I take this turn right here and I'm like, why? Right then I'm talking to Kat saying, wow, this is what I hear. I hear it clear as a bell to unpack, do multiple videos on the tip of the spear. And so right then, this is as far as I was. I'm like, that is so strange. And then up in front of me, I see spears. It says, okay, I'm going to pause it right there. So again, imagine you're me and I'm still on the phone. I mean, I was still on the phone with Kat going, yeah, he said do it multiple times and like unpacking a box with different stuff in it. And now I'm looking up and I'm looking at the word spears. I'm like, that is so bizarre. And so then there it is. So that was the first time I saw spears. And then here's spears right over here. And then as I drove down the street, there it was again. So I'm just going like, that's absolutely insane. So I made a U-turn so I could go back and photograph it and I could document it. I wanted to document it. There's just no way that's possible. And then during that drive and that phone call with Kat, my cell phone showed me that I missed a phone call from a guy named Billy. It's listed as Billy Skywalker. I don't want to give away his last name just because he's a friend of mine out of respect. So I call it Billy and I'm like, hey, Billy, I missed your phone call. And he's like, I didn't call you. And I'm like, really? I said, my phone, I got the red thing that says Billy Skywalker. I was on the phone with Kat. He's like, no, Johnny, I didn't call you. I'm like, that's crazy. My phone says you did. And he's like, well, so what's up? And I told him, well, I'm trying to figure out how to deliver this Donald Trump tip of the spear. He goes, oh, wow, that's weird. I got a big spear tip right here on my table or desk right in front of me. I was like, what? So I'm talking about the tip of the spear video with Kat. Spear, 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 spear. Then I call back a guy that said he didn't call me, which I know Billy doesn't lie. And so he's like, yeah. And then he's telling me he's got a big spear tip on his desk. And then he tells me on the spear tip, it says, tip of the spear. Now, do you think that's the Lord God communicating with you? Well, since the night I got saved, he's been communicating with me. That's him yelling at me. Like, not in a bad way, like, pay attention, Jonathan. It's like, that's so obvious. I was like, okay, so you didn't call me, but you've got a big spear tip right there on your desk. Billy, could you photograph that and send it to me? And he's like, yeah, he even wrote on a piece of paper. He put a white piece of paper on it, and he said, it says tip of the spear on the actual image itself. I mean, on the actual spear tip. Who the hell has a spear tip on their table? Now, here's where the part's really going to blow your mind. I didn't tell you all this yesterday. Billy told me that when he got that spear, he was spear tip. Spear tip. He doesn't have a whole spear. He has a spear tip. He told me on the phone that when he got that, he was stationed in Okinawa with the Marines. And he said, we were a combat, I guess, readiness group that in the event something happened with North Korea, we would be the tip of the spear. I'm like, what? I was just like, dude, Donald Trump, North Korea, provoking Kim Jong-un, and, everyone's like, oh, he's going to bring about Armageddon. Yeah, he is. And then they're all going to say, see, we told you so. They're going to round up every conservative and kill him. Yeah, and then swooping in is going to be the Antichrist. I'm going to fix it all. Mr. Barack Obama, who's the shadow government anyway. Has anyone ever heard of a president doing what Barack Obama does? He put all his moles into our FBI and intelligence departments, right? I mean, come on. He's the Antichrist. I beheld Satan falling as lightning, Barack, from heaven. Obama. Luke 10:18. No brainer. So anyway, let's continue this. Spears right there. It says spears right there. We just passed it up. And as I drive down the street, it's just one after another. Pictures of the spear poster. So when I saw this spear sign, I'm like, that's insane. And I turned around. I said, I got to turn around. I was like, I've got to document this, because I heard him say do multiple videos with the same data produced in different ways. Don't just do one spear video. Do multiple tip of the spear videos and deliver the same data in different ways. And I was like, that is so wild. So I mean, what are the odds? So hang on, I'm gonna go back and show you all these. So I made a U-turn and I started photographing. I said, Kat, you're not gonna believe this. And so I started photographing. So anyway, I started backtracking. I'm like, I gotta go photograph those. That's crazy. There's just no way that you... I'm going to pause it for a second, and I'm really sorry I left my camera on Zoom because I was taking video of the spear signs that were far away. It only lasts for about a minute. So anyway, sorry about that. But anyway, I was on my way backtracking, photographing all the spear signs. And during that time, Billy called, but he said he didn't call, but my phone said he called. And he happened to have a spear tip on his desk by where he was sitting. And it said tip of the spear while I'm praying about how to deliver the tip of the spear video. If y'all believe that's a coincidence, you're delusional. That is orchestrated by a higher power, is what that is. So here we go. You hear the Lord say, I want you to do multiple videos on the tip of the spear, multiple, and just unpack the data in different ways. So I made a U back there. You saw me pull in, and I turned around and I went back just to photograph the images to document. So I'm just going to pull up right here, and I'm going to show you one that I pulled over and photographed. And anyway, so there it is. And so then there's one on the other side of the wall, and then as I continued forward, there's many, many more. So I got my confirmation, and then during that time, Billy called. So try and imagine spears. I mean, so there's all these signs that say spears. So try and imagine that you're me and you're praying, hey, I hear you saying you want me to do multiple videos on the tip of the spear. That's just so wild. And then to see repetitive signs that say spear, 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 spears. And then to get a phone call from a friend of yours that said, no, I didn't call you. But when you call him on his desk, he's like, yeah, I got this big spear tip. It says tip of the spear. I mean, come on. It's like, that's the Lord speaking. The Lord speaks once. The Lord speaks twice. I think it's in Job. Anyway, in Job, I believe the Lord speaks once, the Lord speaks twice. In the dream and, in the night, but man perceiveth it not. But I perceiveth it. It says, who are those who are... Sorry about the bumpy ride and the lack of audio right there. It's only going to last for just a second. Okay, here we go. Spiritual perceiveth all things. And I can perceive, obviously, that the Lord's telling me during the middle of a prayer, hey, I need to know how I should do this video. And he showed, and I literally am vocalizing on the phone to Kat. I am vocalizing. Yeah, I hear him saying he wants me to repackage it and so people get to unpack it in different ways, but use the cumulative sum of the data because, some videos will have data other videos don't have because there's so many data points to tie together. It's crazy. It's just insane. And I was like, how do you tie all those data points together in one video? It's like, whoa, it's like, it would be like going to a college class for 3 hours and sitting down. So he told me do multiple videos. Don't stress out. Do multiple videos to deliver the data, and unpack the data in different ways. And then, people will get it. And I'm like, okay. And then to see all those spears, then to get a phone call from one of your buddies you haven't talked to in probably 4 or 5 months, and then to call him up and say, hey, I'm sorry I missed your call. He's like, I didn't call you. And then say, well, my phone says you called me. I got it all written in red. And then, Billy starts laughing and he's like, he kind of chuckles a little bit. He's like, well, I was thinking about you, or said something like that. He said, but I guess my phone somehow dialed you. And I'm like, yeah, that's wild. And then I'm like, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, trying to figure out how to deliver all this information on, Donald Trump and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and I said, yeah, it's just tip of the spear. He goes, that's crazy. I got this spear tip right here on my desk, right here in front of me. And I said, and I was like, at first I was like, shut up. I'm just like, dude, shut up, Billy. He's like, no, really. I got a spear tip right here in front of me. It weighs about 2 pounds. I got it when I was in the Marines. He said, you wouldn't believe what I had to go through to get this spear tip. He said, I had to really go through a lot of hassles to get it. And so I was like, what? Would you send me a picture of it? He goes, oh yeah, I'm going to send you a picture of it. And I said, that is just insane. That is just insane. So you're telling me, I said, so you're telling me you have a spear tip sitting on your desk right now, right where you, like right there. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's insane. He goes, yeah, it says tip of the spear. I'm like, what? And I was like, dude, shut up. It does not say tip of the spear. He's like, yeah, it says tip of the spear on it. I was like, okay, dude, you send me a photo. And so, see, I documented it yesterday because I didn't want, when you deliver this kind of information, I would think this guy's fabricating. There's just no way that's possible. There's no way it's possible. So again, So then there's your confirmation. So if I'm looking for confirmation on how to deliver this information, because I'm overwhelmed, I'll just be honest, man. I have so much data, it's almost too much data, and so I don't want to feel pressured during a video. I feel like I'd have to talk like an auctioneer just to get the information out because there's so much of it. So I want to do it nice and smoothly and deliver, all the applicable parts because one thing builds on another, builds on another, builds on another. And when you put the whole puzzle together, it's like, let me tell you something, guys. Donald Trump was predestined to be the very tip of the spear in the end. And he would be used to bring the system down. And let me tell you something. The Lord God predestined him to be it. But if you think Donald Trump's a born-again believer, you are sadly confused. And I'm going to show you, his pastor and what his pastor's theological beliefs were. And, and I've gone and I've done my homework. And, and I broke down his coat of arms and what the meaning is of these symbols on his coat of arms and what they mean just to the societies that he's part of. So the system's coming down and the whole system's about to go and the Lord's coming. Locusts are coming out of the pit. Locusts are coming out of the pit. All hell's about to break loose. The United States is about to be burned. It is going to be devastated. They're going to roll it out. They're going to take down Trump. They're going to bring in the Antichrist Barack Obama, the fix-it man. He's going to say, see, I told you. Look what happened. Look, see all those that voted for Trump, and they're going to round them up. Why do you think there's so many freaking FEMA camps in the United States? And then it says, just like it says in the end, brother against brother, mother against daughter, father against son. Children will rise against their parents and cause them to be killed. Here it is. It's coming. I'm going to pause it right there for a second. I want to talk to you. Can you imagine after all that in one day? I came home and I just showed you my breakfast room table. And I said, Lord, is there something you want to show me? I'm just going to open the Bible, let it fall on what you want me to see. And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had. Joshobeam, the son of Hachmonite, chief of the captains, he had lifted up his spear against 300 killed by him at one time. So just to double, triple, quadruple confirm that the Lord was speaking to me, he had me open a Bible about someone picking up a spear. If you don't see how unbelievable that is, maybe you haven't watched the testimonies of George getting healed. Maybe you haven't watched the testimonies from this ministry of Juan Longoria, who was a plumber that was blind in one eye that worked on this house, and the Lord had me lay hands on him, and his sight was restored within 15 minutes while we were under the house. in a tunnel in the darkness. Maybe you haven't heard of all the supernatural stuff that happens here on a daily basis, but this is just some of it because I'm a harbinger. I announce the arrival of the King. The King is coming. There it is, right there in the Bible. He had lifted up his spear against 300 killed by him at one time. That's impossible, guys. So this was the last thing I saw that day as a confirmation. That's impossible. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to start cranking them out by tomorrow.